Several police sources confirming to 7 Action News some heartbreaking news. Investigators believe the 17-year-old girl from East Point is no longer alive. Zion was last seen back in January with her cousin through marriage. Police sources telling us a confession led them to an area where they believe Zion's body is buried. Investigators are getting ready to speak with reporters today in Lenox Township, that's in Macomb County. Remember to stay with 7 Action News both on the air and online at WXYZ.com for the very latest on this case.
A confession has led police to the body of a 17-year-old Michigan girl who had been missing since January. The body of Zion Foster of East Point was deeply buried. Foster was last seen on January 4th with her cousin, Jalen Brazier, 23. In March, Brazier admitted to throwing Foster's body in a dumpster after she suddenly died while they were together. He has been convicted of lying to police in this case and sentenced to 23 to 48 months in prison. It is unclear if the confession leading to the body came from Brazier or someone else. The cause of death has not been released.
We begin tonight with the search for Zion Foster, a teenager missing for months. We want to welcome you to 7 Action News at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Dave Llewellyn. Heartbreaking confirmation from Detroit police today that the 17-year-old isn't expected to be found alive.
Zion was last seen in January leaving her home in East Point, allegedly with her cousin Jalen Brazier. That's over 4 months. Her family has gone without knowing where she was. Now, sadly, police now believe she is buried somewhere in here, a landfill in Lenox Township.
They say Brazier confessed to placing her body in a dumpster. Now they're preparing to begin a large-scale search to try to recover her remains.
Brazier was named a person of interest in late January. He has been serving time for lying to police in East Point, but has not yet been charged with murder. Investigators still have not said how Zion died.
I wish I could get into specifics and details with not only Ms. Milton, but with all of you, because I know if I could, you would all be as disgusted as we are with this case.
A command post will be set up in a couple of weeks for the search, which could take 7 weeks or more. It will involve a team of 40 people searching through the landfill.
Well, 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham has been following this case since January and kept in contact with Zion's mother.
And he joins us live now after speaking with her about these truly heartbreaking developments in this case. Darren?
Yes, good evening. You'll hear from Zion's mother in a moment, but this area here behind me, Pine Tree Acres Landfill, is her last hope for some sort of closure and justice for Zion, who would have turned 18 this November.
Was supposed to be doing graduation pictures and prom and helping her to get her first ID and helping her to get her license, and it's just so much to miss out on.
It's been 4 months, 1 week and counting that Sierra Milton has gone without answers on her daughter's whereabouts. Zion Foster was last seen January 4th, leaving her home in East Point with her cousin, 24-year-old Jalen Brazier, who took her to his home on Detroit's west side. At the time, her family searched and pleaded for her safe return, expressing frustration in that first week with East Point PD's handling of her disappearance.
The person that's over it now specifically said to us that, I'm going to be honest with you, we're taking this as she's a runaway.
Detroit police and the FBI then joined the investigation. At a press conference today in Lenox Township with various law enforcement agencies and other organizations, Detroit police laid out a timeline of what they can share on the investigation. Investigators say in the first 2 weeks of Zion's disappearance, it became apparent Zion was likely deceased. January 19th, Brazier became a person of interest after he made statements leading police to believe Zion's body was dumped in the trash and ended up here in this landfill in Lenox Township. January 24th, East Point police charged him with perjury for lying about his interactions with Zion, her whereabouts, and well-being. But it is believed she's buried here.
Why now? Why are we here now as opposed to a month ago or 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Well, a number of things led to us being here now, looking at a number of different factors from recovery efforts, risk, health concerns, identifying the tremendous number of resources needed.
Detroit Police Chief James White telling me investigators and the landfill have tried to isolate where they think Zion's remains may be. The area remains untouched, and a search will soon be underway.
I'm grateful that there was pushback, not just from me, but from others, and that now they're going to get to it.
Pushback, is that what you think it took to get to this point?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I was told no. I was told that it wasn't going to happen.
Milton says many people advocated for searching this landfill here behind me, including Chief White himself, as well as DPD Sergeant Shannon Jones, who Brazier confessed to. Lastly, I want to mention that authorities who will be searching here, they're going to need equipment as well as food. I'm told some organizations have already stepped up, but the Detroit Public Safety Foundation is organizing that. They're also taking financial donations, so we'll be sure to get a link to their information on our website, WXYZ.com. Live in Lenox Township this evening, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
Darren, thank you for the update. They're all necessary steps to bring closure for this family, for sure.
Yeah, still so difficult to deal with, though, just to think that your child would be buried and thrown in the middle of garbage is just hard to believe.
We'll continue to follow the story, of course, every step of the way.
Yes, you can count on 7 Action News to follow the search for Zion Foster in the days to come, both on air and, of course, online. Dave?
A massive search about to get underway that could finally provide closure for a grieving local family. Zion Foster went missing back on January 4th. The last person to see her says she had died, but her body has never been found.
So you can only imagine what that not knowing has been like for her devastated mother. Sean Lay in Lenox Township tonight to show us the huge search that's about to get underway.
We are here at the Pine Tree Acres landfill in Lenox Township. Let me show you from Drone 4 just how big, how massive of a job investigators are about to embark on here. This landfill is absolutely massive. Are the remains of Zion Foster somewhere buried here? This search is something Zion's mother has told me for months. This is something she has been hoping for.
To know that, my baby has to be recovered from trash.
Sierra Milton has been begging, pleading with police for months to search landfills for the remains of her daughter Zion, who left her East Point home January 4th, never to be seen again.
It's just so much to miss out on.
Zion left that night with her cousin Jalen Brazier. He is doing prison time for lying to police about what happened to the teen, as investigators continued to look for video and other evidence that now leads to this conclusion.
1, Zion is likely deceased, and 2, that her remains were placed in a dumpster that was then later transported to a landfill here in Lenox Township.
Now a massive coordinated effort to search a portion of this landfill in Macomb County. But why now and not months ago?
We had to make a risk assessment. And it's the right thing to do. We want to look for Zion.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm just Zion's mother. And at this point, I'm relieved.
We're live now in Lenox Township. Look behind me, that hill there, that's just part of this massive landfill that we can see from where we are here. I also want to walk you through what this search is going to look like. We're talking about a 100-foot by 100-foot area of the landfill here that's been marked off. That's where they think they may find remains here. Waste Management tells us that area has not been disturbed, no new trash added to it since they got the call from police to preserve that area. 40 searchers will be there in full biohazardous gear due to safety and health concerns. Devin, this search will begin on May 31st. Back to you.
It's a tall order, Sean. This search may not be successful.
There have been many searches like this all over the country looking for remains in a landfill. Essentially, this is a hazardous materials site, so you've got to be outfitted, people have to be trained. It's extremely expensive and time consuming as well. However, you get the sense here that now investigators are extremely motivated to bring some closure to Zion's mother, and so they will start here and they will try to get the job done.
Hi. As heart-wrenching as this is, the turmoil, what you feel on the inside. To know that my baby has to be recovered from trash, you know. That an attempt has to be made like this. And I'm grateful for those that have fought to get to this point. Those of you, the names that I know and the ones that I don't. Those of you that have been hiding and been in secret, I appreciate you so much. I want to know what happened to my baby. Zion, as most of you know, she just turned 17 in November. I was supposed to be doing graduation pictures and prom and helping her to get her first ID and helping her to get her license, and it's just so much to miss out on, you know. This is my babies that are at the house, and you know, we've been just really trying to be a strength to one another, holding out, just holding on, you know. And we've been given a lot of support from people, verbal support, cards, and you know, like a toy or coloring book or kind words, you know, from people, and prayers. And I'm so grateful for the positives in that. I hope that we find out what happened to Zion, so that justice can be served right.